Hi everyone!
Hey!
This vlog is all about expenses. We are going to go through our January 2016 expenses with you. It's something that we actually share on our website every month, and we thought we would incorporate it into our YouTube channel. So hopefully you find it really interesting.
And if you like it or hate it, let us know so we can, continue doing them or try something else.
You want to get us started?
Sure. So overall, we spent a grand total of $2,856. This breaks down to $92.13 a day. It's a lot of money, but we've actually been cutting back month over month, right?
Yeah.
One new thing for us this month is we actually started a health insurance plan. So that is, let's see, I've got the handy laptop out, $486 a month. So we've been able to cut back costs, we've added the health insurance, and now we're in a pretty good spot.
Our expenses break down into two buckets. We have our fixed costs and we have our variable costs. Fixed costs include our RV payment, health insurance, vehicle insurance, memberships that we belong to, such as the Escapees and Harvest Hosts, and it also includes our mail forwarding service.
And that came out to a total of $1,316. So that's a pretty much fixed cost every month. The one thing that Kate is going to be trying to do this month is lower our vehicle insurance plan by calling around and seeing what else there is out there. As far as everything else, we actually include cell phone as a variable expense because it does change month to month. Then we have our gas, our food. All of that can be affected by how many times we eat out. How far are we driving every month? And this month we actually drove less than any other month combined and only spent $188 on gas for the RV and the Jeep, which is great.
Yeah, and I think we spent close to or over $900 in September, our first month on the road.
Because we were booking it. We were just moving all over the place, and we realized we had to say no or else we weren't going to get very far with the amount of money we have.
Yeah, and we did budget for more than what we're spending. But I think we really found a groove this January and carrying into February. We know how we like to travel, how far we like to go every time we do move, and how often we can dry camp versus hookups. And I think we're really finding that we can stay under $3,000 a month fairly easily and still have a really good quality of life.
Yeah, and this month, our food costs went down. And one of the reasons was we were cooking a lot more in the RV. When we went to Walt Disney World, we didn't eat in the park. We would make food at the RV, come back, walk Leo, eat lunch, and then go back into the park. I even took a Stanley full of coffee so I didn't have to buy it at the park because I have a bit of a problem. I think some of the other things we learned was our 10 gigabyte data plan on our phone just wasn't enough. We can't upload these videos and do all the social interactions that we're trying to do with the site with 10 gigs. We upped it to 15.
Yep.
But you were able to actually keep it pretty much on par with how much we're spending now, right?
Right. So we should be able to upgrade to the 5 gigabyte plan or 15 gigabyte plan without increasing our cost. I haven't received our new bill yet. The AT&T rep told me it would be the same, but I never know with AT&T.
I don't know, and this isn't just AT&T, for Verizon or anyone else. I don't know how many times we've called to make a change on the plan, and they're like, yeah, this is what you get, and then you get the bill, and you're like, what just happened? There are things on there you didn't order, the prices are completely different. I have no idea how they're running their businesses, but it's not very accurate.
No, not at all.
So as far as quality of life for the month of January, we had a blast. We went all over the place, we saw a lot of cool things, and most of all, I think what that was on my bucket list was to go to Walt Disney World with the RV, camp at Fort Wilderness, go into the parks, and yes, that costs us a lot of money, but it's something we've been dying to do. And that's really the point, is to travel the country, see wonderful things, and get to experience everything it has to offer.
Joe got to live out his dream at Walt Disney World. But we also ate at some really great places. We found a Thai temple that does a Sunday Thai food market. We actually went there twice. Had the best Cuban sandwich in Tampa. And it was just a lot of fun. We try to find inexpensive things to do and see. But we always make sure that we do our research and, if we're going to go do something, that it's the best experience possible.
Yeah. And we do not only inexpensive things, but we also look for free things to do. That's a big thing for us. And sometimes it's just like we went into Ybor City and walked around with Leo, and that's a very cool place to see a lot of things going on. And it didn't cost us a dime except for the money to drive over there.
So January was a lot of fun, and I think, you know, I'm really curious to see what February is going to look like. It is a shorter month, but I do think we can get our daily costs down below $90. We have made it happen before in October.
Yeah, so it's kind of like government spending. If you don't spend all of your money, you lose it. So
you don't lose it.
Every month we've been like being able to cut back on certain things. She's like, oh, we can do better with this next month. And she even has a line item on there for me for coffee. And it's the coffee budget.
But I've never told you couldn't get coffee.
No, she hasn't.
We just have it on there just for my pure curiosity. I'd like to know how much money goes into coffee every month.
At the end of the trip, she is going to have a tally, and she's like reading it just like a CPA would. Like, you know what? You spent this much money on coffee for the entire trip.
We did. I drink coffee too. But, you know, it's a lot of fun to track our expenses.
It is.
And I never feel like we're not able to experience things because we have a budget.
Exactly.
Life is still really fun, and we're having a lot of we're having great experiences and meeting amazing people.
And the big motivation for us to kind of cut back on our expenses is to be able to extend this trip. And it's fun to track.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And the other thing is, you know, we've gotten feedback from a lot of people about getting equipment to make these videos better. We did go out and buy a mic.
Hopefully this sounds better.
Yeah. We're reallocating that money. It's not just disappearing. It's being reallocated to, you know, better gear, emergency fund, and being able to splurge at, you know, Walt Disney World. We only booked 3 nights at Fort Wilderness, but we added an extra night for almost $90. Because we had the surplus from a previous month. And
we were having a lot of fun, and we wanted to continue doing that, which is, I think, for us, the most important thing.
But thank you for watching, and hopefully you found this really interesting. If you want a more detailed breakdown of our expenses, we will put a link to the post below or up here or over my face. And let us know what you thought, and if there's anything that you're curious about, feel free to leave a comment. We'll try to get back to you.
Yeah, thanks guys. Bye.
Bye.